Okay, this video will be for those who have never walked up to a piano ever, and you're mystified about what this is. Okay, I'm speaking to you. This is a piano. All you need to worry about are these keys right here. And then it starts over. So I want you to notice there's a pattern here. Pardon me. There's a pattern with these two black notes. 3, 2, 3. Every 2 and 3, it starts over. So essentially these two are the same two. They're identified as the same thing. And these all have letter names, and then the letters start over at these points. For instance, this is a D flat. This is also a D flat, but there aren't any other D flats in between here and there, right? So it's when you see these two, and then this, can you see, how many octaves can you see? Okay, all right up to there. So, and you have all of these, like I'll hit all the D flats. Whoops. So you only need to be worrying about, like, your introduction to what a piano is essentially only this. There are 88 keys here. You don't need to learn about 88 keys. You need to learn about 12 of them as they repeat in intervals along these things, known as pitch classes. This is pitch class 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on and so on. 8 pitch classes. So, check it out. We're just looking at, because then it starts over again, right? I'll show you the octaves, you know. So it's the same pattern. It's the same position on the 3. The one, you know, this position on the 3, number 3 of the 3, right? 1, 2, 3, 3, and then 3 again, third position. Okay, you get it. So we're only looking at these 12 as this key right here, which is known as middle C, is, let's start out from the very beginning, a very good place to start. Right, Sound of Music, go watch it. If you haven't seen Sound of Music, come on. So, you know what you're missing. Right, and so on. Notice I just played an entire recognizable tune, a song, with just using these 12. That's it. So pretty cool, right? So the piano isn't as intimidating as it looks, right? It just got 8 times easier, right? Because we're only looking at 1/8 of this. And then we can just apply that to whatever register we want, whatever pitch class we want. So, like, I could play this here. This is known as a chord. It's triad. 1, 2, 3, tri. And then, so I have this note here, this note here, right? The one of the two, and then, you know, the one that's positioned here, and so on. So I'm looking at this geographically. And so you can see that I can just replicate that over here. And over here. It sounds similar, doesn't it? Yeah. It's just, if we took a guitar string and we bong, and then we touched it in the middle, that would be splitting that string into half, and that's what an octave is. Bong, bong. I just doubled mathematically the vibrations of my voice. So that's what that is. So when you come up to a piano for the very first time, I'm going to give you a little something you can play with to start assimilating music. Because my goal in life is to get people into music via either listening to it, experiencing the world's best music, playing music yourself, just involvement in the enrichment of the human spirit. So, via music. So here's a little thing you can come play with. And it'll be a cool little, super duper easy trick. A little kid can do it. Check this out. We're gonna start on these two notes. And I'm not even gonna bother to tell you what letter names these are. I mean, you can deduce it from what I told you already if you're paying attention. I'm just gonna show you a quick little thing. I'm not gonna try to overeducate you here. Okay, take your two little fingers and do this. And come to this position. What position? The position relative to the 2 set versus the 3 set. Like, don't start here. I'm not part of the 3s, I'm part of the 2s. Here. And then you're gonna hold this position and you're not gonna move your fingers at all. There's not gonna be this. You're just gonna hold this fixed position and you can do this. Oh, isn't that nice? So if you know nothing about a piano and every time you walk by one, you're just like, you know, it's just like a non-thing because you don't know how it works. It can become you can begin to understand at the very most basic level how a piano works and that it's not as intimidating as it looks. It's very basic. So, you know, 12 thingamabobs basic. We just have to keep 12, we just have to keep track of 12 things. That's it, not 88. And you know, 12, that's a good number. It's a good, handsome number. I keep rocking you there. Okay. Showing you a little movement of what can be. But for now, we're just going to keep it super duper basic. Now, can you see my foot down there? Oh, I know. I'll just do it with my left foot, but show you with my right what I'm doing. Then there's a pedal down there. The one on the right, you're gonna have 2 pedals. Sometimes 3, but on the far right, you can push that pedal down, and you can start making music this way just by knowing how the pedal works. You can hold the right pedal down, and now watch. It's continuing to sing, yet I'm not holding it down. That's known as the sustain pedal. Inside of this piano, there's a bunch of strings, and there's a hammer hitting a string, and that's what is sounding. So, and I can stop that by lifting I can stop the ringing of the note by lifting the pedal. Bum, bum. can you see my... Okay, yeah, you can see it right there. All right, I'll just simulate what I'm doing, even though there's no pedal over here. Right? Okay, now up, now down, pedal. Now it's... There. That sounded kind of musical. And all I was doing, something very basic, just another little easy trick, like this one. Using the sustain pedal the whole time, using that kind of an advanced technique there, but you know, the potentials of it continuing to ring are essential to bringing out the magic of this instrument. The sustain pedal is the magic. Notice a pattern? Okay, that's a little involved. But here's another one you could do. So the one below the position of the 2, you can do here, and then one below the position of 3, and then find those again. One below the position of 2, one below the position of 3. And you can just do those 4 notes. You can even do this. Or something cool. Or this. Notice I have the sustain pedal down the whole time. There it goes. And if, okay, without the sustain pedal, that would sound like this. It's all be super staccato, but we want this to be legato. Pedal down. Or we could use 2 fingers, right? And then the other 2 fingers on the other hand. And so on. So you could even just take any 2 notes and just repeat them all over the keyboard. So okay, let's do first position off the 2, you know, the white, and then the black of the second of the 2. Okay. Oh, that sounds kind of nice. Let's go find it again. Oh, sorry, out of tune piano. Okay, well that sounded kind of nice. Now let's just find those, and then we'll get experimental with our fingers. Okay. Okay, so all of a sudden you're making music. Hold down the pedal the whole time. In fact, you could just hold down the pedal the whole time if you're just doing simple stuff. Like we're doing right now. Okay, let's choose the position of the white one positioned between the 2. And then the white one positioned in between 2 and 3 of the white. You get it. Okay, and this repeats over here. Okay, so now we can maybe play with these. Just these. And so what these are called, those are called octaves. And it comes from German, like Oct, the number 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. we have a scale that was C major scale, and there we say that from the source note to then repeating to the other source note is a position of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is an eighth, we would say. This interval is an eighth. 7th, 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd. Unison, right? 2 fingers on one note, unison. Unison, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. And then we also have 9, 10, 11, but that's, then we're getting advanced. Now we're going beyond the 8-tone scale. So just fired through all the things that we were just playing with. So keep the pedal down and just find ones that find any 2 notes you want or any 3 notes you want. Within the octave, within the set of 12 notes, there are things you can do within that 12. And they're called chords. A chord technically is 3 notes or more. But these 2 notes only, that's just a harmony. That's a very simple harmony happening together. But this is known as a 1, 2, 3. What I'm playing here on the piano is called a triad. Oh, hey, Sam, play a triad. Okay, there, I've done it. I've also played a chord, too. Fourth note in here. So that's the magic of that. That's that's the very beginning of what you can do at the piano. Walk up to the piano, lift the lid, sit down, hit the piano, hold down the pedal on the right, and just find those repeating patterns. You just do octaves. That's musical, not so much on this out-of-tune piano, but even just that is the first. It's the beginnings. You want to learn how to make music. If you've been curious to make music, start at the piano. Don't start at any other instrument. This is where it starts. Music starts here. Your musical journey begins right. How ominous. Your musical journey starts right now. Okay. This is a chord. So what you can do, and you can't go wrong at all, is to basically find an equal distance between the 3 notes within this interval of an eighth. So within my 12, if I just skip a little bit, from here to here, that's all I get. So if I come in here and I space out my notes, like there's 1, 2, 3, 4. This is an interval of a fourth. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 4. It's a fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. We talked about that. So if you just come in here and spread your fingers out a little bit and create like an equal distance between the fingers. So now we're just messing around. I'm showing you very basic examples that I'm just giving you ideas of cool little thingamajigs you can play with, little figures. Like this is a figure. Or maybe you could skip one. Maybe you can play with a 3-note chord and do that. There are other chords beyond that, like larger than 3. 2-note harmony, 3-note chord, 4-note chord, 5-note chord, 6-note. Now it starts to sound super jazzy, as we'd say. It's called extended tertian harmony. Tertian meaning 3. Tertian harmony is this. Tertian, it's a harmonies of 3, a chord of 3 notes. Tertian. Extended tertian, beyond just a 3-note chord, is what we call this. This is a 7th chord, this is a 9th chord, because we're referring to that as between the distance between the bottom note and the top note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we call that a 9th chord, and 11th, and so on, 13th. And then it stops at 13th. Jazzers don't say, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Like, we don't keep counting. So actually, there's one division of the piano, which is the octave itself. But then there's another way to divide up a piano, which is then 2 octaves. Because then we have language to describe chords that go up into the next octave above that. Extended tertian harmony. Jazz chords. So that that last chord wasn't so jazzy, right? Because I reverted back to just tertian. I played one up here, but that wasn't out. That was just a repetition of this note. Can you see that? Yes. Okay, good. So I'll go from a jazzy chord. Let's see if I can show you okay, here we go. I'm trying to make this as basic as possible. You can see my fingers as clearly. So you would say this is a jazzy chord, right? There's a lot going on. It's actually it's a major 7th chord plus 6. So 1, 2, 3. Here's the major chord. But then 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 1. And so the way music theory When we say music theory, what we mean is a whole language of numbers correlating to this. Like if we're in the key of C major, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So G, A, now we're getting into the letters, which I don't necessarily think is necessary to know, at least at this point, if you just want to walk up to piano and plunk around and not learn shit about the way it's written. I realized I may have broken character from the demographic that might be into this. Sorry, kiddos. So jazzy chords, right? So, makes sense? Made sense to me. But in teaching, so if we have if we're in a classroom, the teacher's there and the students are here, the one who in the room learning the most, synthesizing the most amount of information and like growing the intellect is the teacher. Because in order to teach a concept to someone, you have to know that concept inside and out. Like you have to it has to be a part of your being. Like you know it so well. But in trying to teach it, you get better at it. You rise to another level of knowing it. Like you think you know something about it now. No. Now go try to teach it. Oh, there's so much more to learn. There's a whole other dimension of understanding of what this is. Like I see the matrix, through this. I see just the fountain of the cascades of green digital numbers and binary. I see this with different eyes than you. We're seeing these notes, but there's like another dimension of possibility beneath that, right? The extension of the knowledge of music theory. So, if you want to learn if you want to know something and like really study a subject, teach it. pedal down the whole time. That's what this is. I'm just messing around with a pedal down. You want to walk up to a piano and know what you I already told you this. Just pedal down. Pedal down and spread it out. You know, within that octave. Choosing 3-4 notes that are equidistant from each other, you can't go wrong. Oh, that's cool. That's also cool. I can add a fourth. Or a different note. We just did those 3. And then I chose this one. How about this one? There's a concept called common chord tone. A chord, right? Here's a different chord. 2 different chords. C chord, G chord. There's a common note that they both share. Have you seen it? Have you caught it? Which of these notes up here is being hit twice? The is the common chord tone. La, la, la. I get to just sustain that note through the whole transition between each chord because they both share it, so I get to get away with singing this one tone. Common chord tones. So you can just you can take any 3 spread out notes and then find 2 and then switch between those 2, but then have one of the notes be shared by both. That's a way to start sounding musical right there. And like you know what you're doing. Okay? Let's just go super basic, super shift. I'm going to keep this note as the same note. I'm going to choose a different chord now, but watch this note. It's going to stay within the next one I choose. Ah, sounds kind of interesting, doesn't it? Pedal up, down. Basically, I'm stopping the resonance of the chord right before I hit the next chord so they don't overlap, right? Now, these will overlap. Now we hear all that dissonance because I'm not separating them. So that's what the sustain pedal does. You lift it and choke it, like you it's down, so these things are ringing if it's down. But then right before the next, if I want to do pedal up between there, bring my other foot here, and then that's pretty crude, but you get the idea. You know, watch that again. Maybe slow it down or something. Oh, let's learn how to arpeggiate. Arpeggiation, what's that? Arpeggiation. I just hold the pedal down the whole time. Oh, you want to sound like you know what you're doing right off the bat? Just arpeggiate. Hold the pedal down and choose 3 notes that are spread out like these are, as opposed to this, right? This is a 3-note chord, but they're not spread out, and it sounds like garbage, you know? It could also sound cool, but, you know, for our basic purposes, for you getting, because if you just did this, someone would think, oh, they have no clue what they're doing. But if you did this, and then repeated that, 1 off the 2, a 1 above the 2, the 1 that's positioned here between these 3, and then find it again. Out of tune piano, sorry, okay. Pedal up. So, okay, I'll tell you about the numbers. I'll tell you about the number system. So Music Theory 101, here we go. What we just talked about was like the layout of the piano itself and the system of how it is physically built and why, like the UX, the user experience of the piano, you know, how to approach the software, essentially. Okay, so spread it out. And so we have, this is a C major scale, join me. But we're not going to call the letters. Let's call these numbers for now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 5, 1. Ah, see what I did there? 1, 3, 5, 1, 2, 4, 6, 9. Or what we are going to just say is 2, because we're not dividing the piano. We're not subdividing the piano into sections of 2 octaves. We're doing it in sections of 1 octave. You understand? So this is actually just 2. We'll call that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, also, we're not going to call this 8 either. We're going to call that 1, because this is 1, and this is 1, and this is 1. They're all going to be 1. So we don't say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6. We're going to start 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. Okay. We're now we're actually taking the concept of 12 notes. And now we're only going to think about 7 notes. So that's another way to like zoom into this, zoom into the understanding of the basics of this, where you can just all of a sudden that sounds like a song, right? You know. Arpeggiation. So now we're going to go from 12 to now 7, a repeating 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So actually, we have a repeating pattern of 7, but we can include actually, no, that's fine. We won't do that. We'll just stay. We won't even touch this one. We're just going to stay within that pitch class. From there to there. We won't even include that one. We're just sticking within that scaffolding, within those parameters of all 12 notes on the piano. But now we're just going to look at the white notes for now. This is 1, 1, 2. So let's do a little exercise. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's right. And 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And here's a little game you can play with yourself. I used to practice this all the time when I was in college to develop my interval identification. Like if I play this, I won't even look at what I'm doing. I'll just like, okay, this here, I know that that's a major sixth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I played a major scale and I stopped at the 6th scale degree. So I know that that's a major sixth. So interval identification, music dictation, being able to write music down based on you hearing it, transcription. Okay. Okay. So we have 1 through 7. 1, 3, 5, 3, 1. So when I say skipping around and creating big intervals between things, I mean literally now within our now more granular understanding of what's happening here on its most basic level, getting the most basic usage out of it, like playing Mary Had a Little Lamb. We're just going to focus on now these 7 notes. The diatonic scale. No, we're not going to touch that one. So we'll go back. Although we want to hear that. You know, okay, that was our destination, and yes, we landed, hooray. Because it sounds good, because octaves sound good, because it's a mathematical division of the note. This note is twice as long as this one. That's not entirely true with the way this works, but that's advanced. They just tighten the string tighter. They don't have to be actual mathematical distances. You can see what I'm doing. The 1 off the 2, the 1 off the 3. Octaves. So we can skip around. We can literally go 1, 2, 3, Okay, now go 1, 3. So that's a skip. And here's another skip. So you can skip 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, 6, 3, 5, 7, 2, 4, 6, 1, 5, 3, 1, 3, 5. So music theory is numbers. Music theory is numbers. It's a numbers game. It's a 1 through 7 game. It's a 1 through 15 game for the jazzers. So now we're identifying these as numbers. Forget about that, the C. We're just gonna call this 1. 1, 2, 3. Oh, so the game I would play in college that I developed for myself when I was in college was to do this. Bum, 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 bum. See what I'm doing? I'm choosing an interval in my head to sing bum 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 bum. I chose in my mind to sing what I know is a fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 5, 1. That's a fifth. I knew to sing. I know my intervals. The interval of a second, the interval of a third, the interval of a fourth, the interval of a sharp 4. 5, sharp 6, or sharp 6, flat 6, sorry. Oh, and the sharps and the flats things, if you've heard that before, these black notes are the sharps and also the flats, but it depends on your reference point. That's the part that's a little tricky, is that these change. So this is a D flat, an E flat, a G flat, an A flat, and a B flat. But it's also an A sharp, a G sharp, an F sharp, a D sharp, and a C sharp. This is a C, right? C sharp going up, then C sharp. But now this is a what? That's right, a D. So C, D, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, C, D. Where was I going with that? I forgot what was I gonna say. Let's see if I can find it again. Okay. Second, third, fourth, fifth. Skip the notes. You can just do triads here, or just this fixed position of 3s. You get it. What I just did there, I arpeggiated a 7th chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. C major 7. This is a C major chord. Or C major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And so this is a C major scale. So this is a C major 7, as we would say, as opposed to minor. This is a C minor chord, C minor scale, involving these two as opposed to these two, these three as opposed to these three. There are many different kinds of minors, but that's natural minor. That's the most basic minor. And so the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 3, 5. I'm skipping. Oh, now it sounds cool. And I could do a C minor 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't want to make this video. I could keep on going, and then we're with like the whole round of music. If you've gotten this far and you've come to an understanding, if you've played around enough with it, and then you want to advance, then let me know. But I think that'll be a pretty good dose. I don't want to give you more than you can chew off so we'll maybe do it in a different video. Okay. Bye-bye. Boom, boom, boom.